we can think of contemplation as the actual doorway into meditation. Whereas in the beginning we're blind guessing, or we heard teachings. So we heard some teachings about the nature of samsara and the nature of impermanence, and all kinds of other Dharma topics. But then when we sit down to meditate, it's almost like those things that we heard really just don't have anything to do with what I'm doing right now, because I'm just quieting the mind, or I'm just clearing the mind. I think that a meditation master like Anya Rinpoche would say that is a really big misunderstanding of how we should practice. So again, seeing contemplation as the doorway into meditation. So we've sort of entered through hearing the teachings, we're getting ourselves oriented, and then in order to actually enter the practice, we're sort of digesting and synthesizing and really trying to apply that information to ourselves, but we're using the mind to do it. And some people don't like this idea of using the mind because they think, well, meditation is supposed to be, relaxing the mind, or we're supposed to be getting away from the habit of concepts. But in the Vajrayana tradition, anyway, we believe that it's important to use all the tools that we have in order to really increase our aptitude so that we're able to go beyond the conceptual mind and experience, what actually wisdom is. And the intellectual mind and the conceptual mind is something which is very necessary. It's the way in which we understand things. And so if we try to leave that out and just jump into what it means to practice in a non-conceptual way, or jump in and just try to, figure out what meditation is because of something we've heard or what we see someone look like when they practice, I think we can be pretty sure that we're going to miss the mark. And so having this doorway to enter meditation is something which is very safe, really helps us to be methodical. And again, using that analogy of rubbing the whole belly across the floor as we slide across the floor, really getting all the knowledge and really, integrating all of it, not missing any detail, and taking enough time to make sure. So if meditation is habituating the mind and you don't know what you're doing, what are you habituating yourself to? You can't really be sure. So I find that, kind of disconcerting. When I practice, I actually want to be quite sure what the result should be, because, the masters of the past have shown all the stages of practice very clearly. And also Anya Rinpoche has, told me how he studied and how his practice developed very clearly. So I want to be pretty certain of the direction that I'm going. And I don't want to just guess. It's okay to guess in the beginning. Everybody has to guess in the beginning. And we're all guessing all the time because we don't actually know. Even in the Secret Mantrayana, when we think we're experiencing something called wisdom, it's really just called exemplary wisdom. It's what we think wisdom is until we reach the level of the first bhumi. There's always conceptual overlay, and we can't really experience it directly. So even, at a high level of realization, there's a sense that we're guessing. But we want to make a good guess, and I guess at this stage, we want to feel pretty sure that our guess is taking us in the right direction. And so that's kind of the role of contemplation. I don't think that's how Anya Rinpoche would explain what contemplation is, but that's kind of how I think of it.